Hey everyone, welcome to the first ever episode of the NFT Weekly Roundup or the Weekly Digest. I don't know what we're going to name the series yet, but nonetheless, that this is going to be the first weekly series. We're going to be covering all of the latest and greatest developments in the Terra ecosystem, focusing on the NFT ecosystem. I've been doing my weekly roundups for a minute now, but as of late, I've been getting a lot of asks to kind of start covering NFTs. And today I have an incredible resource and friend, Hank. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for joining me. Do you want to fill in a little bit on your background and what brings you over here?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thanks for having me on as well. Invite me to do this. Yeah, so I'm Hank. I work for Terabytes, kind of working on the Academy side. I also work for GraviDAO on the smart contract side, and I'm currently working on a project called Bedrock that will be launching soon. That's focused all around NFT tooling. So
So
just
I like how you're like part of the community, like you're actually contributing, and that's super cool.
Yeah, totally. That's kind of what I'm focused on. Is just kind of like providing the tools and like to like elevate Terra off the ground is like trying to just provide the most meaningful work that I can and like the stuff that I think is interesting and like that I think will help improve the ecosystem. It's really fun to be able to work on that.
Yeah. So everyone, please go give Hank a follow over at Twitter. He is an incredible resource, an incredible person to follow, especially for getting in depth with all your knowledge about NFTs, because he does know NFTs from a developer side. So a wealth of knowledge over here. I'm glad that he could be joining me. So I won't hinder your guys' need for the news any longer now. Let's go ahead and get into some of this week's biggest developments that are going on in the space. First news this week, we're going to be covering the Galactic DAO proposal. So there was Prop 018 or Prop 18, whatever number that one is. It's coming from Nebula Empowerment. I've been seeing a lot of whispers about how they're kind of integrating with the whole Nebula kind of stuff situation that's going on over there. And I know this has to do with an intricate design over on their DAO situation. Hank, do you have any kind of insights on what's really going on with this news update?
Yeah, I'm really excited by it. I think uh, actually working on a pretty similar DAO structure at GraviDAO, actually, and yeah, it's really exciting to see this and like kind of the first NFT project I would say that like has really devoted itself to being a DAO and like focused on the decentralization of the project. So I think that's really great to see. Um, on the specifics, I think there was a reply somewhere in this. I think it's kind of buried. I remember reading over it, but it was focusing on like not having one CEO, but a CEO of each individual like nebula or pod,
Mm-hmm.
and how is one person qualified to make the decision for the entire company. That might work where like one vision is essential, maybe, but in something like a project, having one CEO of each individual group, I think, is a great way of approaching it.
So to kind of like democratize power within the organizational structure, basically.
Totally. And it allows people to become experts on their subject area. So rather than one person trying to like learn about each individual part of the organization, it allows like one group, like one small group, one person to focus on like that area, which I think is a great way
Yeah,
to
to
do
just kind of roll out the structure.
it. Hmm.
Okay, so yeah, this is a new interesting little structure that they're going for. I'm super intrigued by hearing all of these kind of like NFT developments, especially with like DAO structures, because I feel like there's much more of a organizational structure conversation when it comes to how NFTs approach these things. And I feel like that is a little bit different from how DeFi protocols go. I think that NFT protocols place a much more focus on how to use NFT tech to kind of enhance democratization, enhance like existing social structures and social systems and stuff like that. So it's really cool to just kind of be seeing how a NFT project, its DAO, is like developing this kind of stuff from my perspective, my noob NFT perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that like the difference in like the community aspect, I think is really key there. Like being able to engage with like the people that are allowing this project to really be successful and like to have it be fun and like meaningful. I think
Yeah,
being in touch with
engaging.
those people is really important.
Yeah, and it's passed with flying colors. So shout out to everyone in the community who's like been involved here and like participating in this. You can see that. I mean, their vote passed with flying colors. So shout out to Galactic DAO. Great developments over here. Next up, Galactic Punks, and a very related protocol. Seems to be a kind of one of the teams under the family of Galactic Punks. So from Galactic Punks this week, we found out that Protocol Void, and I know if you're from the DeFi side of things, Void Protocol has kind of been whispered about for a while now. They're kind of bringing a financial privacy edge to the Terra blockchain. I know that a lot of you lunatics are focused on getting privacy kind of forefronted. And in big news, 1% of Void tokens are going to be allotted for specifically Galactic Punk stakers. Exciting development here.
Yeah, I think that it's great to see like that. Like, I think it's really cool that like NFT projects are getting included in these airdrops. It's kind of like how we've seen the Cosmos ecosystem develop over the past few months with like really like embracing the community aspect of it and like decentralizing the control. I think is super important rather than like a community farming event. I really like airdrops to like build partnerships and like develop that, especially like DAO to DAO airdrops. It really helps like interweave the communities, I think.
Yeah, and I just do appreciate with it requires and it introduces a piece of like being loyal to the chain itself.
Mhm.
Because like if you're going to be part of the Galactic Punks group, like you've been into the OG like NFT group, and like obviously the most affluent one right now, I think GPs are the most expensive ones.
Mhm.
And so like I think that like this is a good little testament to like Void Protocol probably looking out for the better interests of the majority of lunatics, people who have been here for a while. So
Yeah.
great incentivization there. Illiquidly. There we go. Yeah. So liquidly, we've got some really interesting news here. Very interesting concept. It seems like that there is a new mechanism being proposed for how to transfer NFTs in a much secure way. Hank, what's your insights here? What's going on here? What did they announce?
Yeah, so I've been talking to them, and the whole point of this, I think, is to enable like, if I'm remembering right, like peer-to-peer swaps and like kind of counterintuitively to the name, it's providing liquidity for these NFTs, and so you're able to like post a sale and like be able to swap and like say which NFTs you're interested in receiving. And I'm not too sure on the details of it, but it's enabling this like uh, almost a liquidity pool for NFTs. Pretty much is just this
Oh,
like swap market. Yeah,
so you have
yeah.
to put up your asset like you would do for a liquidity pool.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So it's introducing that kind of like, wow, that's super neat. Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it kind of like plays at that idea of like collateralization of NFTs, which I think is something that everyone's really excited to see that we haven't really gotten uh, to have here on Terra, which I think is a great or step in the right direction for sure.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think implementations like this, where they're finding new ways to innovate, they're finding new ways to implement like new things into NFTs. I think it's stuff like this that like really keeps advancing because like who knows what's going to be a result from this. Like I mean, this is probably going to fix a lot of transferring issues. This is probably going to fix a lot of the scam stuff that's been going on.
Oh yeah, and even like what it allows people to do to build on top of it is like uh, really cool. Like, what was the first liquidity pool, and like what are
Yeah,
we doing now? Exactly. Like this kind of stuff is it really like forms the foundation upon which like a
yeah.
thriving ecosystem is built upon.
It's more than a profile picture. And for me as like an investor, that's this is something interesting to me that I'm learning about the NFT space is that there's actual smart contract innovation going on here, and it happens at a much faster pace than I've noticed that in DeFi, and they do it very publicly.
Totally.
So let's go ahead and get on to the next one. So LunaBulls, another classic blue chip in the ecosystem. They've been around for a minute. This is a very similar news to what Void Protocol is doing, but this is kind of cross chain. Broker Finance, it's from the Thor chain. It is an investment protocol that simplifies Web3 through community built portfolios. So it seems like they're going to be doing an airdrop, and it's going to be exclusively to LunaBull holders. If you are seeking this, I believe that the snapshot it hasn't been taken. So if you are within the window, this was announced March 16th. So there has been some days here. Definitely go check this out. 1.25% total supply allotment from Bro tokens. Very interesting little listing there. But yeah,
Yeah.
Hank, do you have any thoughts about this one?
Yeah, I mean, I love the LunaBulls project and think it's really great, and excited to get one for myself. And I hadn't heard of broker finance before this, but I think like this kind of partnership with Thor, especially through LunaBulls, there's kind of that connection there with Thor Chad. Yeah,
Yeah, with Thor Chad. Yeah,
yeah. So it's really cool to see this and kind of like have this cross-chain NFT collaboration. I think we've started to see more of that, and that's definitely a good sign for the ecosystem as a whole.
yeah, and I think the Terra chain itself is the perfect place for this stuff to happen. So I think we're
Totally.
starting to see the same thing here, and it's a different mission because like in the DeFi world, your primary focus is spreading USD. And this in like the NFT world, it's like you're trying to spread the interpretability of the chain, trying to spread the capabilities of NFTs to all the other chains. So I think that this is, I mean, just seeing these is just another testament to like the teamwork that's happening cross chain. So
Totally. And I think USD kind of acts as like a spearhead almost for that.
yeah,
Like you have the anchor sell in the place, and then UST goes in, and then it's like, okay, well, what can you do with UST? And
yeah,
then it really opens up the whole Terra ecosystem as a whole. And I think we're kind of starting to see that right now, which is
yeah.
really exciting to like kind of see how this will play into the future.
Yeah, just from holding an NFT, you can get your nice little allotment of Bro tokens. So if you guys are interested in broker finance, you're interested in the Thor chain, definitely check out this announcement from Terra or from LunaBulls. Here's another small little announcement from LunaBulls. I don't know if you guys are aware at all. Just want to cover this one quickly. There is a poker tournament going on, and is also through broker finance. So if you're a LunaBull holder, you can go participate in some poker. Hank, do you play some poker?
Not a whole lot. Someone can beat me.
I find it very interesting that the cross chains are taking into the worlds of poker. So
Yeah.
definitely something to keep an eye out there. Okay, so Minerva. I've interviewed this team a couple times with Terabytes on our weekly live streams on Saturday. So this one specifically over their token IDO. They're going to be launching on Atlo Protocol. That is upcoming. It is going to be happening the 29th of March, and they are doing it at the exact price and exact terms as VCs. So huge opportunity here. I don't really know what their token does, but I'm sure that their protocol white paper explains kind of what the Torch token can really do for you.
Yeah, I should be able to answer that question for you, but I can't remember.
It's all good.
So yeah, I'll read that white paper again as well. But yeah, Minerva is one of my favorite projects on Terra. I think that their scope, like focusing on wine's really interesting, and I think it could bring like a really unique crowd to Terra. Like of my family and my girlfriend, like they love wine. Like this
Yeah.
is kind of a way like to bring a niche community in and really just another opportunity to grab at that market. But then also they're at least they did have plans. I'm not sure if it's changed, but the yeah, we'll have to cut that part out.
You're good. Yeah, but yeah, you can explain that part. You like that the white paper has like other integrations and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they were talking about how they were just wine was like the version one, and that they were going
Hmm.
to expand off of that into bringing other real world assets onto chain. And like if we look at if you want to pull up that Medium article with that graphic on it, do we have that?
Yeah, sure. Let's definitely move on to that one. So
Okay.
this week
Yeah.
they introduced the Minerva seeds. So the Minerva seeds is kind of just a little bit of more insights on what's really going on behind the scenes, and this is kind of the graph that Hank was referencing. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
exactly. Like as we've seen, like I think the most successful DeFi protocols have really succeeded because they like cut out all the expenses with the service that they offer, and so they're able to give more direct rewards to their users.
Hmm.
I think is something that Minerva is. I think that's kind of what they're posing themselves to do here. Well, one, it's kind of sick in my opinion to buy wine straight from the like vineyard. Like that's pretty cool to me, just straight up in and of itself. And then like it's a more efficient system, and then the like people that are developing these vineyards get more money that they can work with to produce it higher. And I think that this like system of commerce is it's really easy to scale this to more
Yeah.
than just wine. And I think that wine's a really interesting strategic
Yeah.
point for it.
I mean, the day that this is done with like car deeds, like that'll literally
Yeah.
be like revolutionary, you know. And
Yeah,
and I think Minerva is like laying out the seeds for that potential, you know.
exactly.
So I think it's super cool, super bullish. Yeah, definitely. If you guys are interested, give a read over at Minerva. They've released like the Minerva seeds and like their general direction with their protocol. So really, really nice little development there. Okay, so at long last, we've made it to the quick news section. Let's just go ahead and run through these. If you have any comments on these, Astro Heroes. Astro Heroes has been everywhere. Do you have any thoughts, any comments on Astro Heroes?
Oh yeah, I mean I love them. That video they posted this week was super sick. I highly recommend everyone check it out. Just awesome metaverse video. It's great to see like uh, that whole point developing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're moving into the launching phase. So March 27th. So like literally next week, everyone. So if you guys are into Astro Heroes, that video was sick. Doquan was even shocked about it. I'm pretty sure Doquan quoted it. So like everyone is around. Everyone's partnering with Astro Heroes. So this is kind of going to be like the first insights to it, like a metaverse project. So really intriguing news there. Styllar. Styllar is another one that I'm intrigued with. It's about how you can build a custom avatar.
Mhm.
Do you have any more insights on that one?
Oh yeah, I love this project. And like when I'm thinking about like ways that we can really like provide utility and like really cool things to do with NFTs, it's
Mhm.
Stylar. It's like the separation of like different assets, like it's taking your traits pretty much that you would have on an NFT and turning those into NFTs themselves. Like you say you draw a really rare hat, you pull that off and you go sell it to someone and you still keep your NFT.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I love Stylar. So
Super interesting concept there. If you guys are intrigued on reading a little bit more, definitely go check out app at styllar.com. They have officially launched their avatar builder. And that they also have like kind of a market already existing. It seems like to get some custom built pieces. So definitely worth taking a look there. In related news, Luart. It seems like Luart has been extremely busy with launching projects. But not only are they busy doing that, they're kind of following suit with what LFG is doing by burning a lot of Luna. Luart is burning a lot of their Luart tokens. So this week they kind of commenced that sequence. They have been burning a lot. You can actively track it on the chain by following this below transaction hash. You can kind of just be seeing what's going on. So, I mean, obviously, you're reducing the supply. So, if you're long term bullish on Luart tokens, then you might be seeing some positive trend. No financial advice. But very interesting structure here. Do you have any thoughts, any comments?
Not really. I honestly don't know as much about Luart as I should, and I think you
Yeah.
covered this pretty well. So.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll just move on to the next one. So Talis, Talis weekly update. They kind of just gave us a little bit of a rundown. I do appreciate them coming on here, kind of giving this a little bit of a rundown. So definitely check out this thread. They're just going to give you a little bit of insights as to how they're doing some performance updates and some performance upgrades. Before we recorded the episode, we really kind of like focused on a little bit of these things. Hank, from a developer perspective, how excited are you from these things? Like, what's their impact?
Yeah. So, well, first of all, the migration of the contract. I'm kind of surprised that that wasn't included in the original launch of the product. I know that there's been a few complications with some Terra products there, uh,
Mm,
like at yeah, the projects that are involved with it. So, I mean, it's great that they have that in there now. If I knew about that before, I would definitely be more excited about launching on their platform now. Extracting token data is actually a really interesting thing that we've seen with GraviDAO is that like the problem of like verifying of who someone like who owns what token is actually like a little more like expensive and like difficult to deal with than you would think, especially if you're onboarding people really quickly. And so
hmm
just this ability to like extract a snapshot of the token data, like for snapshots, it's really valuable, but also for uh, just for like being able to like, for example, load up onto GraviDAO, like uh, Galactic Grids. We just went through this with them. Like just getting the CSV of the token data is great.
Yeah. So
Just to be
there,
able to use that, like you can do analysis on it, whatever, like implement it into another system. It just opens up like utility a lot.
yeah. So it seems like this is like an instrumental little thing that Talis kind of
Mhm.
did for people who are like doing NFTs on their platform.
Yeah, yeah, nothing really like flashy with like what they release like from the developer side, but like I think
Yeah.
it's a positive step.
Core, like
Like
core
right there.
contribute. So if you guys are into NFTs over at Talis Protocol, definitely stay in tune with what's going on. A lot of new tools for you to be using. Quick announcement. We should have covered this when we had it with Luart, but regardless, this is a quick announcement. There is a fake URL scam going around with the Luart website. This one that you see on the screen is not correct. Do not go to this one. So definitely be sure that you're going to the correct Luart. And if you want to make sure that you're doing that, always go to the official source, go to Luart's actual Discord, find the correct link, find anywhere that the official team has posted their link. Next up, we're going to be talking about Derby Stars. Derby Stars is kind of releasing their white paper, and well, they will be. They've kind of promised it by the end of, or it's going to be coming within the month, and it's going to detail a little bit about their dual economy token. So I know a lot of people are interested with Derby Stars. It's got a huge following in Korea, I believe. So you can see some people in the comments kind of like talking about this. So very interesting development there. Next up is Hero NFT. We've got some swapping going on. I'm not really too into the know about what's going on over at Hero, but you can trade in 2 common heroes and get in exchange for a villain. This is within 6 hours. So by the time everyone watches this video, this was probably already done. But I'm sure that there's going to be some second market listings for some of the villains. Do you have any villains or heroes, Hank?
Nope, I don't have any heroes, but yeah, I think that this like mechanism, like just at a fundamental like action level, I think is really cool for like NFT projects to like build upon this idea of like combining different NFTs to like build on a new one. Like just those like kind of core actions that these NFT projects can take to like start building out their roadmap and their story that goes along with this to make it more than just another picture that you're buying.
Yeah,
I think that
yeah, I completely agree with you. I couldn't have said it any better. Yeah, no, that's that. Yeah, I fully identify with what you just said. It makes you feel part of a story, makes you feel part of a journey, and I think that's something really unique with what's going on a lot of these Terra projects.
yeah.
But yeah, so it's exciting things going on over there. Mint date confirmed. If you guys are interested in Gravicats, they are doing this in conjunction with GraviDAO, with Enchanted Art, Hellcats NFTs. The mint date is April 17th, so you got some time to prep for this. Mint price will be 50 UST. There will only be 666 Gravicats available. And here you have a little bit of more information about the airdrops that are going on. Any comments on this one?
Uh, no, yeah, I'm excited for this. Yeah, this is something we've been kind of been working on for a few months now. So it's I'm happy to see this kind of finally come to fruition. And
Yeah.
yeah, we're also going to be doing some like hosted poker tournaments for holders of the Gravicats. So
Oh,
make sure you
sweet.
cash in on that to if you like poker. Yeah,
A
come win
quick,
some money from me.
quick little
I'm
leak, alpha leak there. Nice.
yeah,
I'm sure everyone's gonna really appreciate that one. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, Gravicats. If you guys are interested, definitely go check out their mint date. What exchange are they going to be launching on?
I believe
Um,
it's Luart.
Luart. Okay, sweet. So yeah, definitely stay in the loop with what's going on in Gravicat. Next up is another mint going on. Is Anarchist. These have some sweet art, but I really don't know much about their project. So definitely just keep in the loop that their mint is now live on Luart. Do you have anything?
Yeah, so actually, something important to note about them is that they actually launched on both Solana and Terra, and they're kind of
Ooh.
I don't know how many other projects have done that, but I've kind of talked to them a little bit about like the comparisons between the Solana and Terra NFT ecosystem, and they did note that the Terra ecosystem does have like it's kind of lacking in like tools and support for these projects that are trying to build, and so kind of taken inspiration from that with my with Bedrock, and so I'm kind of trying to like catch us up with kind of what Metaplex has provided for the Solana ecosystem, and building upon that in a way that really supports the Terra ecosystem. That's kind of my goal with that. And so it's great to see that like these projects are kind of recognizing Terra as like a really great place to launch and like call home for your project.
I think we're in the very infancy stages, so it's exciting to see that. I had no idea that they were launching both on Solana and on Terra. So, and I know Solana is like a heavy chain for NFT trading. So, really bullish to kind of just see them over here. Exciting times if you're if you're into Terra NFTs. So yeah, that kind of concludes this week's greatest news, kind of greatest developments. I know this episode was a slightly little longer one, but we'll be sure to get a little bit faster on the next ones. I'm sure that as time goes on, I'll stop asking Hank so many questions because I'm so new to this NFT space. I just have no bearing. But speaking of having no bearing, found a great little tweet this week. It will be in the thread and will be in the description. Came from Wrecked Wolf NFTs. They seem to be running their own project, but they also released this really little interesting infographic. Hank, what do you, from a developer perspective and in the NFT scene, what do you think about this? This is huge. This is massive for me.
Yeah, no, yeah. I want to turn this into a dashboard, honestly. Like, yeah, like this is sick. There's nothing like this that I've seen that like really outlines the landscape as a whole. And like if we can do something like on chain with this, this is super useful for everyone to have like a spreadsheet with this level of detail. I think is
I absolutely agree. I mean, before we recorded the episode, we literally sat here for probably like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just like picking out the different projects in here, looking at their metrics. You can glean a lot of information from this. So very interesting little tweet. It was released March 24th. So today, if you guys watch this at a later date, this probably has changed. So definitely keep that in mind. But very interesting tweet. Definitely wanted to get that included in there. So yeah, that's going to conclude this week's episode. I want to thank everyone so much for tuning in, for stopping by at Terra TV. This is going to be your premier location to have all the latest and greatest developments, both in NFTs and DeFi news. We'll be doing these on a weekly basis, maybe bi-weekly, depending on how dry the NFT news are. But if it's any indication, this week was really busy. There's a lot of stuff going on. So a lot of conversations to be having. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, engage with our Twitter thread, engage with what's going on. If you guys have any concerns or any projects that we missed, put them in the comments, send us a tweet. And if you are from a project and we listed your news here, or if we missed your news, feel free to reach out to me at the Terra TV account, or reach out to my Casa intern Twitter handle, and we'll be able to kind of start getting into touch about the news, and we'll see if we can get your project included. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week.